This composite photogram montage is a new beginning because being locked down inspired me to build my own darkroom in my home. A chipped tooth and breast cancer greeted my 50th birthday. Photogram breast was done in the darkroom after finding out that I was not positive for the BRCA gene. Something to celebrate. Photogram hand recalls Henry Fox Talbot and the creative impulse to always create again. Photogram Crochet Macedonia is also inspired by Talbot and the creative possibilities of the darkroom. July 2020 saw good health and new beginnings. I love lockdown to focus on my art again.
This painting portrays our strength with the extended branch as the focal point. The wear and tear markings on the bark signify courage to find new ways. The branch also symbolizes signs of new growth, while the water's ebb and flow symbolizes the many changes that are ahead. The tranquil background color assures that we will get through this together. This new beginnings painting symbolizes the importance to prevail, branch out, and stay connected as we go forward.
In this forest, the figures are peeking through a mist which seems to be receding. When it does, they may finally be able to see clearly. It is winter, and the trees are bare of leaves, waiting for a new season to begin as life renews, giving us hope in our quest for an end to the pandemic and a fresh new start towards a more socially just and equal society.
Dawn brings the sunrise. It offers us new beginnings of hope and possibilities of the new day.
I wear many hats and am in a constant state of discovery and risk-taking. As the original pioneer of health and safety in printmaking, I developed survival skills by staying in good physical and spiritual shape. For me, COVID is a gift of time and awareness. With no workshop engagements, I have a huge financial loss. However, I am very appreciative of a Pollock Krasner grant that helps me continue working on a series of etchings called Aesop's Fables.
See Me takes a critical view of racism, politics, and social justice. I happen to have this white shell, but what would happen if my shell was a different color? Wouldn't I still be me? Wouldn't I offer the same intrinsic value in any skin color? See Me allows both myself and the onlooker to see beyond the physicality of a human being. This portrait depicts an indigenous African American with my eyes. We are all the same, wrapped in different skins.
I lived next door to the historic home and farm where the abolitionist John Brown lived and sheltered the slaves in the 1800s. As I passed by the statue every day, something told me to paint it. He did so much good to help the slaves and black population. It is my hope for a new beginning that we will come out of this pandemic with a new sense of equality and fellowship for all people. I bought the art supplies with no idea how to do it, and it seemed to magically come to life on the canvas.
Soon after I started this piece, I came down with COVID. As I lay on the sofa, gazing at my partially completed painting, the figure of a young black woman just lightly sketched in, a wave of racial justice protests swept our nation. When I was well and picked up my brushes again, I was inspired to paint her walking her path with strength and independence. And just as she wouldn't break her stride, I would not let nature defeat me. I would start my life again with renewed vigor and determination.
A
Along with the horror of the coronavirus and the looting caused by extremists after the George Floyd murder and ensuing protests, came the beginning of a recognition that it's time to deal with our country's shameful history of racial injustice. This conviction, embraced by all ages and ethnicities, promises to change our society. As an artist, I bear witness, and this is what we are witnessing right now.
I believe the purpose of the artist is to keep the creative process alive. As the field of medicine would not exist without its practitioners, the creative process would not exist without the artist. For the artist, the production of the work is therapy. The work only becomes art when it has an effect on another. In this painting, one calls on the mysteries of faith to bring relief in extraordinary situations. One finger is missing because no one prays because we are perfect.
My painting Transformation is an expression of my eternal hopefulness for humanity and the planet. The painting reflects the beauty and bittersweet essence of autumn as nature sets the stage for the new beginning that is spring. I think there is a recognition in the world of the absolute necessity of transforming our way of living so as to preserve the beauty and continuity of our planet and offer this same new beginning for future generations.
My dear friends, my new portfolio is Love, Meditation, and Seeing. The meaning of love is love itself. Meditation lifts us to the realm and the freedom of the spirit. And seeing is the re-synthesis of a meaning for what we see. My dear friends, I wish you the joys of love, the heights of meditation, and the beauty of seeing. And until we meet, stay well and keep art alive.
This artwork was inspired in the beginning by watching rain run over the window, and it reminded me of the healing effects of the water in the therapy pool.
Each day is a new beginning. As I grow older, each and every new day is a special gift, giving me time to make more new memories and more new works of art. Retiring has given me more time for family, friends, adventures, and of course painting. My new painting is of a subject matter I have never painted before, a pond of leaves. They are some of my new beginnings, keeping me forever young.
My work embodies my belief that we will rise out of the chaos, fear, and despair of this trying time, and that our children especially will regain a future of hope, happiness, and achievement.
Hi, my name is Linda Miranda Fix, and I have always loved art. My first choice as a career, but being an artist wasn't considered an option in the 70s. I became an RN, and in 2016 I retired. After 41 full-time years in the profession, I retired because I became very ill, but my illness became my cloud with silver lining, and I call my art my second act.
This work is based on a photograph taken of my father, age 6, on a boat in the year 1918, the year of the Spanish flu. At the top of the photo, my father wrote, in a child's handwriting, "scared in a boat." This work is significant in these times when we are all scared in a boat. We will never return to normal, but we will, if we can see in this our connections to all people, enter a new beginning, like a growing boy.
My name is Alan Richards. My entry is entitled Concentration. It shows two girls on a porch engaged in a game of checkers. Each game of checkers has a clear beginning and a clear end. One person wins and the other loses. Each game then represents a new start or a new beginning, a chance to win.
New beginnings can feel uncomfortable, like standing on a precipice without something to hold on to. Changes can be an opportunity for growth and new experiences, or can be terrifying. The paintings I'm submitting speak to that point in time when things seem filled with uncertainty, along with new possibilities. A little girl steps out, testing boundaries. She's brave, and I often think of her when facing life changes that bring about unintentional new beginnings.
I live in New York City. COVID-19 brought the closure of just about every bit of physical, person-to-person contact. No stores, no meetings or conferences, not even regular doctor and dentist appointments. My new beginning is to create enough new, appealing artwork to manufacture jigsaw puzzles when the factories can fit me in to sell online myself.
I had wanted to make performance a bigger part of my art practice when New York went on lockdown. My secret life involved my partner Dan and I playing with puppets, but we had no time to devote to a side project. In a strange twist of fate, the confinement gave me that time. I started videotaping PSAs about life under quarantine with a cow puppet. And those quickly became full-scale productions with an entire cast of characters, giving my art a new beginning.
It's a cold man! It's the cold man, everybody! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get outdoors! Get out! Rain! Run out! Run out! Run out! Run out!
The sound of a child laughing on a swing, crying to go higher, carries through the years. Imprinted upon this old tree swing are the vibrations of joy. It is a family tradition, passed on from one to the next, and full of love and hope for the next generation.
New beginnings. In change is opportunity. When driven to massive change, we must recognize the opportunity to reconsider our way of seeing and approaching the world. Having lived through several generational changes, a foundation exists to see an old world in new ways, under new circumstances. As Proust said, the real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. My art is a medium of communication to bridge these moments, built on history, living in the present, always looking towards the future.
What symbolizes a new beginning more than a baby, be it human or animal? My fine art oil painting, Ripples in Time, shows a duckling testing out the water for its first time. Fear must be put aside. Then, with each ripple, there is a new experience, new things to learn to get through to the next ripple, a new adventure to look forward to, a new beginning into what will come next in life.
After almost 2 years, I have finally completed our journey. I chose the mother elephant and her calf because they are on a journey through the forest of life. She stands by her young one as a protector and teacher, just as my parents nurtured me. My father passed away this April, and one of his last wishes was for me to complete this painting. My new beginning began when I completed this painting. My life has begun to change for the better. I pray new beginnings be bestowed by God on everyone's life.
Life has been on Earth for billions of years and has been sustained by reproduction of all species. This image is a great example showing a recently born gorilla being protected and loved and soon to be taught and educated by its mother. What a boundless new beginning.
When I put paintbrush to the canvas, I'm at a new beginning. As an empty nester and no longer a caretaker, my paintings embody a rebirth. It is ecstasy of this new moment in time. Mother and child was inspired by my new role as a grandma, filled with new perceptions and new beginnings.
As we emerge from this pandemic, we come forth out of our cocoons as butterflies, flying high and free, feeding off the nectar of our great land.
This collage was a new beginning for an old sketch of two models. Light from windows behind the figures blurred my vision of the female's face, so I drew a halo around her head. Later I realized the model's positions echoed paintings of the biblical journey to Bethlehem. After adding more halos and a donkey, I struggled to create an appropriate likeness for the Madonna. When I stepped back, I saw my mother's face.
One person's decisions and actions can affect millions. We now understand we are all connected, all of us. My interactive art explores the concept of connectivity and community using fundamental artist tools: color, line, shape, texture, and touch. My installations are safe, immersive environments where people can explore the concepts of collaborative effort, connecting through art, and building pathways to renewal. I say embrace our new beginnings, starting with ourselves, then with family and friends, and ultimately humanity.